Alright, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. GMS precepts, Nazar Khud here. And real quick, I want to go over this guy here. You see on the screen. He's basically, his name, he goes by the name of Edward Bernays. He's considered the father of public relations, or the father of propaganda. He's also, I believe he is a small hat, and he's also the nephew of Sigmund Freud, right? Now, Sigmund Freud was a clinical psychologist, and he was heavy into group psychology, right? Which group psychology is understanding how a group is basically it's sociology, right? It's understanding how a group thinks, you see, or how a crowd thinks, whether it's a group of a certain race or a whole society or a whole group. It's a group, right? He really delved deep into that. Now, his nephew, Edward Bernays, he took it a step further, and he used that knowledge of what he learned from his uncle, and he basically was the father of propaganda, or the father of public relations, which he used his knowledge in group psychology into being able to control and convince masses, right? So let's look at some of his quotes right here. It says, we are governed, our minds are molded. It's a little blurry. I don't know if you can see this. I just Googled, and a bunch of his stuff came up. It says, we are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes formed, our ideas suggested, right? And he was heavily into that. He was the one that, he was used by certain companies, like the tobacco company. I'm just giving you a little quick history on this guy, and I'll go to my main point. But he was used, by certain companies, in particular, the tobacco company. They used him to get women, to increase their sales and get women to smoke also, you know. And his method was he would appeal to people's emotions rather than ideas. Matter of fact, I think I have one of his quotes. Dan, do I have one of his quotes? It might be here. I think it's this one. It's a little blurry. It says, in almost every act of our daily lives, whether in the sphere of politics or business, in our social conduct or our ethical thinking, we are dominated by the relatively small number of persons. It is they who pull the wires which control the public. That's not the quote I wanted. But let me see. Is a quote. What quote was it? Yeah, but basically he was. I can't find the quote I'm thinking about, but um, right. So he persuaded. So he was also the one that he the idea of eggs and bacon being a healthy breakfast came from him also. This dude, so he was responsible for a lot, and he used what he learned from his uncle, group psychology, in order to form the ideas and opinions of people, right? Um, and he created the term public relations. Okay, now I'll leave a video. I watched a few videos on this dude. I watched a few videos on this dude. I'll leave him in the description box so y'all brothers can check it out. But as I was watching this brother's video, this is it's cut off here, but this is GMS Vegas sit downs 144K, and you can see this. And look what it says. President Biden said he has seen confirmed pictures of, I don't know if I can say this word, doing that to children in southern Israel. But the White House later walked back the commander-in-chief's claim. So, this whole situation isn't obvious. It's looking like actually, you had one senator that called it. Actually, the Prime Minister of Israel, he called it their version of 9/11. Okay, and you had a U.S. senator that said this is like 10 9/11s. So they're really pumping this up, and they're appealing to people's emotions, right? Because it's like a trigger word. Once you hear 9/11, you think of all you obviously think of what happened back in 9/11, 2001, right? So and then they use babies. Oh, babies, beheaded. So they're really going to. So why are they doing this? They're doing this to try to persuade the masses into being okay with going into war. Not only kicking them out, but also there are talks of them going to war with Iran. Like what the fuck Iran got to do with anything, right? And they did the same thing. The same thing happened with the war in Afghanistan. It started in Afghanistan, and then Bush is talking about, oh, we got to go to Iraq. What the fuck Iraq got to do with anything? So it's the same playbook, you see. But Esau is a father of lies, man. This is what he does, you see. And we spoke about this starting with our apostles on down about a third woe. Matter of fact, I'll get that as well. But let me get this first, right? This is 2 Thessalonians 2:9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and what? Lying wonders. You see? Part of Esau's blessing, part of Eve's blessing was to be able to lie in a wonderful fashion, man. He's so advanced with his lying, which that's one of the characteristics that the Most High hates, a lying tongue. He's so deep in his lies. He's figured out how to control a whole society with his lies, right? But we can, and that's you can say that's part of his spiritual power. But we can see that his spiritual power is not being able to fool. Matter of fact, what's that? Second Corinthians 2:11. Okay, it's his spiritual power is not able to fool the elect. And not even all of the elect. You got people of all nations are seeing and witnessing the lies of Esau, man. And they're not siding. There's only the stupid brain dead will, the ones that are, out the loop will side with Esau on this situation here. Where's the video? On this situation here, only the brain dead will. But for the majority of people, they're not with this, man, and they see it for what it is, a ploy to an agenda to go towards a bigger war, which this war is going to be the war to end our wars. But this is something that we prophesied starting with our apostles on down. It's in the scriptures. Matthew's the 24th chapter, wars and rumors of wars. So this is nothing new to us. This is actually this is an exciting time, man, because this is something that we've waited for, and it's actually happened, man. You know what? Let me and all you niggas that talk shit, all the people that talk shit towards us for being what do you call it? What did they used to call us? Fear mongers or whatever. Listen, it's scriptural, man. I guess the Most High is a fearmonger. I guess Yahawashi, our Lord's a fearmonger, because these are things that He warned us about. Ezekiel 33:33, and when this cometh to pass, excuse me, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. You see, we're gonna reach a point in time when by the time you guys believe, it's gonna be too late. You see, it's gonna be too late. But we're not too concerned with the unbelievers. We're just concerned and occupied with the believers. We're trying to bring, well, the Spirit, the Most High, the Spirit is trying to bring in the elect. He's trying to bring in the ones that are worthy for salvation, and that's it. Which you have to be you first and foremost, you have to be of the nation of Israel. Okay, so this message, this salvation that the scriptures speak about constantly is only referred to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect. Okay, that's all the Most High is concerned with. That's all we are concerned with. The scriptures speak about that repeatedly, how the Most High is not concerned with the unbelievers or with the wicked. Let me get that. That's in Apocrypha, the 9th chapter. I'm sorry, 2nd Esdras in Apocrypha. Let me get that. Bear with me. 9. Okay. Get that 9 and scroll down here, and it's giving you a compare. So I'll start at, what is this, 15. I'll start at 14. 2nd Ezra 9 and 14, and I'll just read through this. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. You know what? Let me start at 13. Is it? Well, yeah. Let me start at 13. It says, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, in whom the world is created. So we're not being concerned about the end game of the righteous. They have received their lot, and that's to be destroyed. So if you can't get this, that's just what it is. That's your position. You're played, man. The position I want is a position of salvation. Lord willing, I don't take part in all this chaos and death and pain that's gonna take place here. Lord willing, I want to be delivered and in them ships when the time comes. You see, verse 14. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. Now this is just if you can get a visual or an idea of the amount of death that's going to take place compared to the ones that are going to not taste the death or be delivered. Verse 17, and he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry also. For it is the time of the world. And now when I prepare the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. So that's the point. You know what? Is it go? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the point there with this scripture here, giving you comparison or an idea of how much death, how much of our people are just not gonna make it. How much of our people are not gonna make it, man. And going back to this damn devil here, Mr. Edward Bernays, the father of PR, the father of propaganda. This is right. This whole situation here is right out of his playbook. You see, this is part of the. Matter of fact, this is the thing. Esau plays the same book to justify war and genocide, right? Like I said, this is the brother GMS Vegas sit downs. I just watched 18 seconds of it, and I was like, man, I gotta do something. Okay, I gotta. He's probably going into the same thing, and he probably has a few examples. Atrocity propaganda, a specific propaganda technique that. So this, I'm just reading his thing. It says, uh, atrocity. You can't see the word here. It's atrocity propaganda, a specific propaganda technique that sought to garner support for war and provide a moral explanation for it by highlighting the crimes and atrocities committed by the enemy. Right? You damn Skippy. Yeah, that's it. Right? And they used this guy. Let me get this guy's picture. He used the same, and that's going towards people's emotion. Right? He's trying to appeal to your emotion. Let me get the quote here. I got in my little notes here. It says, "Oh, I think I read that already." Yeah. He called it the engineering of consent. Right? It says the definition of an engineering of consent. Right? Is you're trying to create engineer of consent. You're trying to create a rational reason towards a society so they can agree with it, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be true. And they appeal, like I said, they appeal to your or one's emotions rather than like logic is out the window. So let me just read his definition of what he dubbed. It says here engineering of consent. It says control the masses without them knowing about it. Appeal to the unconscious part of the mind, not the rational, right? So their whole agenda is to try to appeal to your emotions, right? And that's why it's repeated. It's like talking points. Oh, this is like their version. Even he said it, Prime Minister Netanyahu. Oh, this is like our version of 9/11. We're at war. You have a senator saying, "Oh, this is like 10 9/11s." You see? And I looked it up. Look how many people died in 9/11. 3,000, almost 3,000 people died in 9/11. You telling me? And he's saying this is 10 times worse. This is 10. This is a 9/11 10 times over. Nigga, you like is what 30,000 people died over there? Not even close. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter about the information being correct or not. Like logic is out the window. Their whole job is to appeal to your emotions. So a person won't a easily influenced person won't even think. Wait, how many people died in 9/11? 3,000. I don't even know the number. What is 100? I don't even know what they're saying. How many people died? But let me go somewhere. Where was I gonna go? Yeah, I gotta watch the rest of this video. But that's this dude, man. Edward Bernays. We are governed by, yeah. I read that already. He's got his famous book called Propaganda. Oh yeah, I was gonna say he was the one that um created the idea of going into World War I. You know, he created a whole PR, public relations campaign to go into World War I, and the people have them be okay with them going into World War I. Right? Public relations effectively used helps validate an underlying principle of our society, competition in the marketplace of ideas and things. Edward Bernays, the father of propaganda, right? This is this dude. Yeah. Those who manipulate the organized habits and opinions of the masses constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of the country, right? So he's saying, and he said it's a small number, right? Yeah, we are dominated relatively by a small number of persons, right? He's saying basically, um, we're ruled. If you're able to control the mind of masses, which takes place, you're able to rule a country. You are not really lying if the lies you tell are to counter other lies. This nigga's the damn devil. Anyway, like I said, I'll leave the videos I saw on this damn devil, which I gotta finish watching. I'll leave in the description box. I'll even leave this brother's video as well. GMS Vegas sit downs 144K. Always bringing some good videos. I'll leave this there as well. But you know, we already know what this is about. This is to bring in or usher in a reason to go to war with, you know, which is going to lead to a third world war, right? Which is in the scriptures, that third woe. All right, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, shalawam.